So, my topic is the shortcut to enlightenment. And it was the philosopher Immanuel Kant used the word enlightenment for the first time, 1784. And his opening paragraph of an essay is a much cited definition of a lack of enlightenment as people's inability to think for themselves, due not to their lack of intellect, but lack of courage. That was his statement. That was the first time it was used. And inability to think or to see the whole picture, does it have to do with courage? Maybe to stand out from the crowd. Yes. To be available for seeing the whole picture and not following the crowd. That needs courage. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Sorry. Corfu? Dietrich? Did you say something? Okay, I continue. Interruptions today. Is the signal okay? Do you hear me? Is everything okay? Yes? Good. Thank you. So, to see the whole picture, to be enlightened, we have to see the connections. And the connections, I mean, the enlightenment comes first, then we see the connections. It's not the other way. It's not that we begin to see the connections and then become enlightened. That's the intellect that goes that way around, to analyze the situation. But you don't reach enlightenment through intellect, through analyzing situations or what you see. Enlightenment is a spontaneous grace. And we have to be available for his grace to be enlightened. And there are so many levels of enlightenment, and we can be enlightened every day from new perspectives. And it's, of course, about dying while living. You can say it's the whole process, not only as we have been taught that it's through meditation that we can have the experience of leaving the body and reach the astral plane. That's, of course, a very practical way of experience death while living. But die while living is also something we can do in so many other moments. It's all about surrendering. That's what the process is about. In the meditation, that's the whole process, surrendering. And we can surrender it all the time, in every moment. I mean, even if we think this path, and we believe, and we have proof that this path, the Santmat path, is the one that leads us to Sachkhand, don't take it for granted. Don't identify yourself with following the right path. Don't identify the path of being the only path for reaching Sachkhand. Don't identify the master for being the perfect master. Surrender it all. Because it's the mind that needs these conditions to have something, to not lose doubt. And see the path. So open up every morning with a reset of everything. Start from zero every morning. If you begin your meditation in the morning, or you start your day with a morning meditation, start from zero and take nothing for granted. And let it come. Let it come to you. Because it will come. It will come to you every day. Don't start your morning by, okay, let's see, I am Emmanuel and I am following this path to Satsang. That's what I'm doing. That's my identity. And rest of my day should be out from that. That's not the way. Then I follow my path with effort and my own will and my power. Then I have lost it all. Let it come to you. Something will look different every day. And it's always like that. But you will also see how the milestones also come back to their certain place in your meditation, during your day. So let it come, the effortless way of behave and live your life. Because the effort stands away from grace. When you have effort, no grace can come to you. You must be effortless to be available for His grace and His power. Because grace means that you are uplifted by His love. It's His love that pulls you. And first you have to reset. So let His will, His power, His love pulls you to the answers you need to eliminate doubts in mind and to get grace. So the devotion is the key to experience His love. If you're not devoted, you will not get pulled by His love. And devotion starts from zero. When you are surrendering yourself from who you think that you are. It's not, I am Emmanuel and I love my master so much. Then I cannot experience His pull, His love, because I am identifying myself too much in my devotion and into Him. you have to make yourself or become vulnerable into him. He responds on your vulnerability. You are no one. You are worthless. He's everything, and you are nothing. Start from there. Because that will make you become devoted. The devotion comes out from the vulnerability. When you feel that nothing in this world belongs to you any longer, there is nothing in this world that you can hold on to, then you are vulnerable and you are a target for his love. No one is crying for God when everything goes in their direction and is fulfilled just like they have asked for it. God is the last hope we are calling for when there is nothing left for us in this world. And you should take you to that place every morning. That's your 0 point, 0 zone. To be the feather that are following the winds up to the sky. That's you. Everything else is too heavy and will keep you on the ground, so you will not get uplifted. It's like the chains. The chains can be of iron and the chains can be of gold, but there are no difference. They are just chains. No matter what the sky looks like, if it's blue, if it's red, or if it's golden, it's still chains. It's still Maya. Go back to 0 point. So, by speaking of death and die while living, an atheist, for example, who believes that everything ends with darkness and there are no afterlife, is the atheist wrong about it? No. Because the atheist will have that experience when it's time to die. And someone who believes in afterlife and believes that there is a continuing of the consciousness after death, will that one be wrong? No, that is also correct, because that will be the experience during death for that person. The difference is that the atheist will first have an experience of an death as an atheist, but then will wake up from the darkness and experience the afterlife. So that person will have an enlightenment after death. While the person who believes in afterlives already have had an enlightenment to believe in the afterlife before death. That's why we need to die while living, to reach the enlightenment. So, the person who is atheist, will that person keep the enlightenment and the awareness of afterlife when it's time to reincarnate in a new life or not? No. It will still be an atheist. Because we need the enlightenment in this world, in this body, with these 5 senses to transform. Because this life is programming the afterlife. So what we do now, what we are awakened to in this life, we will bring to the afterlife. And that will make a change for next life. So people who keep their awareness far from themselves, they are very keen to build up their identity, their identification with the material and their knowledge, their intellect. They are usually atheists because they are far from inner enlightenments. So they need to go through circumstances where they are losing their identification in this world, in this life, like stroke, cancer, or losing properties, or what they are holding on to is no longer there. So they feel that the only safe place is to go inside. Something inside of them is screaming for their attention. So they can revalue their values of life. So he's always waiting for our attention. No one is closer than he is to you. And you have a place in the divine world. And waiting for you to be complete, awakened into the divine and surrendered to him completely. To become that ray from a star that is shining out this world through his will. And the grace will be there for full time. There will be no intervals in the grace. It will be there continuously, permanently. And his love shines through you. And whatever you bring and keep your attention to will flower you'll see a change in whatever you give your attention to. How simple it is to just give attention and see how it transforms with His love, because it is His love. It's not you. You have just cleaned your mirror. Your window. So the sun can shine through it perfectly. It's not important. It's just you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it so much that nothing is important any longer. And your joy will be spread out to others and inspire others to follow your example of living a life of joy. We need this leading star, this pole star in life, an example how to live life. And what can be more perfect than unconditional love? Something that comes from the formless, the structureless, and the effortless world. And keep that as your leading star. And you never have to argument to yourself or anyone else why you are following the path. Just let it come, and it will give answer to all your questions. And there will be no problems, no challenges. You will see the challenges. You may see problems, but to you, it is connections. You see how everything is fit together perfectly, and how everything is related to the karmic order and the universal mind. And that we can just take the place, like having a seat on the train and follow on the journey in this world with a smile and observe everything independently. from what it creates. And just be close to him. So his perfection will become yours. So thank you, dear brothers and sisters, for your attention in him and your devotion. And I hope that you all can feel his presence. And that you can feel some of his pull in this moment when we are together. So that we now will continue our program with the reading from Akash and the talk from Brother Prempelji, and we can just stay in his pull, in his love.